All right, let me note again that I have reopened the SMT for subscriptions. We're working our way down into an ICL, probably an ICL in everything, although oil probably bottomed a couple of months ago, but it's at least moving down into a daily cycle low. But I warned people that this was setting up for a crash, and we're in the early phases of the crash now. Um, I've gone over with subscribers, how long these things typically last, what to look for at the bottom. Metals, they may bottom a day or two before stocks, but probably they aren't going to bottom until stocks are pretty close to the bottom. And I'm going to say that stocks aren't even close yet. We're probably going to have some 70 to 100 point down days in the S&P here between now and the end of next week. And so anyway, metals are setting up for definitely the buy of the year, but you've got to be ready to pull the trigger when we get the signal at the bottom is in. And hopefully most people listen to me and they're out of their stocks here, because this is not done yet. I think we're entering what I call a bloodbath phase. It's a 5 to 7 days of all-out panic selling. Generally speaking, maybe at the beginning of a bloodbath phase, traders start to convince themselves that the market is oversold and it can't really go any lower. And then that's about the time that the panic selling, the bloodbath phase, really gets started in earnest. And then price just drops so far below what anybody is, even in the most remote predictions that they could have, they just don't envision anything possible as to what generally happens during a bloodbath phase. So you never want to try and pick a bottom in these things, really. You want to get some indication that the bottom is in and the turn has come. You want to buy after the turn has come, not prematurely. Even though if you buy prematurely, you are going to make money, but generally what happens is it just goes much deeper than what you expect, and so you end up panic selling for a big loss, and then you're shell shocked and you can't pull the trigger again. So I'm just going to take a wild guess here and give you what I think may happen over the next, let's say, 4 to 5 days. The S&P may come all the way down to the 4,200 level here. But then we're in a bull market, so this is just a profit-taking event, but it's going to be an extreme profit-taking event because the Fed created this semi-parabolic structure. So what's happening is we're tripping stops, and there are just a lot of stops as people chase this higher. So we're tripping more and more stops here. So usually these kind of a parabolic structures will go all the way back to the beginning, and that's kind of where you run out of stops and run out of sellers. So my best guess is we're probably going to come down to around the 4,200 level, get pretty close to this 200-day moving average, and then the Fed's going to panic. They're going to either they're going to signal that the rate hikes are over, or that maybe they're thinking about a rate cut, or the market just starts to anticipate that they're going to panic and there's a rate cut, and then we'll probably get a V rally and we'll come back up, and I'm guessing we're probably going to make higher highs. I don't know that we're going to break out above the all-time high, and I'll expand the chart here a bit. So I'm not sure that we're going to break out above this high, but I'm pretty sure we're going to make a higher high above this peak. So but if you convince yourself that that the market can't get any more oversold, and you've bought right here and then it does this, you're going to lose your mind and you're going to panic sell down here at the bottom, and then you're going to be so shell shocked that you can't rebuy once the bottom is in. So you don't really want to try and pick a bottom on the way down. You want to let at least some sign that the bottom is in and maybe the turn has started before you buy. And even if you were to buy up here, it's better than buying here and then having to weather that the continuation of the crash and the continuation of the bloodbath phase. Just because you'll just destroy your mental capital. You'll panic sell down here and then you won't be able to pull the trigger. So better to miss the bottom and buy somewhere on the way up than to buy too early and have to weather the rest of the crash. So that's what's going on, in my opinion. I think we're in the middle of the crash. I think we've got, like I said, maybe we may have another week left, but even though there may not be that many days left in the crash, there could be a big percentage loss of the crash. And where we want to be getting into is the metal sector, the mining stocks. Once the crash is over, that's where the biggest percentage rally is going to come. We're building that fuel for gold to break out to all new highs, and that's going to produce a monster move in silver and a monster move in the mining stocks. So we want to be prepared to buy that. And like I said, I've got the SMT I've reopened it, so anybody can join right now. And I think I'm going to I'll be able to get you in pretty close to the bottom here and keep you on the sidelines for the rest of this bloodbath phase, so you don't get destroyed and then can't pull the trigger when you need to at the bottom.